There is something many people don't realize. We are not tired because of life. We are tired because of the thoughts that never stop in our minds. And sometimes what we really need is not a new solution, but a moment of stillness. This is the story of Hana, a woman who believed that if she could think enough, she could control her life. But in the end, she realized it was her thoughts that were controlling her. On a small street near the sea, there was a café that always smelled like fresh coffee. In the morning, sunlight passed gently through the glass windows. At night, warm yellow lights made the place feel peaceful. And there worked a woman named Hana. Hana was 32 years old. She had been working at that café for nearly 4 years. Every day she made coffee, smiled at customers, took orders, cleaned tables. From the outside, her life looked simple, but inside, it was not. Hana's mind was never quiet. Even while making coffee, she would think, "Am I doing this right? Are the customers happy? What if I make a mistake?" After work, she would think, "Did I choose the right path? What if I tried harder? Would my life be different?" And at night, those thoughts did not go away. They grew louder, heavier. Some nights Hana stayed awake until 2 a.m., not because she was working, but because she couldn't stop thinking. The past, the future, fear, pressure. Everything repeated, again and again. She started to feel exhausted, not physically, but mentally. One day while cleaning a table, Hana overheard 2 customers talking. "I just came back from a place in the northern hills," one said. "There's a psychologist there, but he doesn't give advice like others," the other asked. "What do you mean he doesn't tell you what to do?" The first one smiled. "He gives you an experience." That sentence stayed with Hana. An experience, not advice. That night, she couldn't sleep again, but this time, not because of anxiety, because of a question. Is it possible to quiet my mind? A few days later, Hana took a day off. She left the city and traveled toward the northern hills. After hours of traveling, she arrived at a quiet place. A small wooden house surrounded by trees. No traffic, no phone notifications, only silence. An older man sat in front of the house. He wasn't reading. He wasn't doing anything. He was simply sitting. Hana walked closer. "I heard you can help people find peace," she said softly. The man looked at her. His eyes were calm. "Are you looking for peace? Or trying to escape yourself?" he asked. Hana didn't know how to answer. The man stood up. Without explaining much, he handed her an hourglass. The glass was clear, and the sand rested quietly at the top. "Sit down," he said. Hana sat on a wooden chair. "Turn the hourglass over, and watch it. Count how long it takes for all the sand to fall to the bottom." Hana nodded. But then he added, "During that time, do not speak, do not react. Even if someone talks to you, you only observe." Hana felt confused, but she agreed. She flipped the hourglass. The sand began to fall, slowly, steadily. At first it was easy. She watched and counted. 1, 2, 3. But after a few minutes, her mind started again. What is the point of this? Am I wasting my time? Why am I even here? She tried to return to the sand, to the counting. People passed by. Some were talking, some were laughing. One person looked at her and asked, "Are you okay?" Hana didn't respond. Inside, she felt uncomfortable. Should I answer? They must think I'm strange. This is awkward. But then, she remembered the instruction. Just observe. She looked back at the hourglass. The sand kept falling. Slowly, quietly, without rushing. Time passed. The sounds around her were still there. voices, laughter, footsteps. But gradually, they felt distant, like they no longer belonged to her world. Even her thoughts began to soften. They still appeared, but they were no longer loud. They came and went. She continued watching. At some point, she stopped counting. She simply observed, and then, for the first time in a long time, her mind became quiet. No past, no future, no fear, only the sand falling. When the last grain reached the bottom, Hana took a deep breath. She didn't even realize how much time had passed. The man walked toward her. "How long?" he asked. Hana looked at him. "I don't know anymore." He smiled. "That means you did it right." Hana stood still, and she understood. During that time, he said, "You didn't follow your thoughts. You didn't react. You simply observed." That is peace. Hana felt something inside her. Release. Not because her problems disappeared, but because she was no longer controlled by them. Peace is not when the world becomes quiet, the man said. Peace is when you stop reacting to everything inside your mind. Hana lowered her head. For the first time in a long time, she felt light. That afternoon, when she returned to the café, everything was the same. Customers came and went. People talked and laughed. But Hana was different. When she made coffee, she just made coffee. When she listened, she just listened. And when thoughts appeared, she no longer followed them. She simply observed, just like she did with the hourglass. If you are listening to this story, ask yourself one simple question. When was the last time you were truly present? Not thinking about the past, not worrying about the future, just here. Because sometimes, what you are searching for is not somewhere far away. It has always been there. You just never stopped long enough to notice it. If this story touched your heart, please share it with someone you care about, because sometimes the right story at the right moment can help someone find peace again. And don't forget to subscribe to Learn English with Lavi so you don't miss the next stories. Stories that not only help you learn English, but also help you reflect on life and grow a little every day. Thank you for listening. See you in the next story on Learn English with Lavi. And remember, your mind doesn't need to be silent forever. You just need to know how to return.